where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Who am I but a Dre Mac? Came into the game just to sit back. Into the space that I'm in. They got me by the Drake cause I'm cold with the pen. I run no diamonds but I feel shy. You can dig me cause my boy's mine. My tracks flame like a dilute. I on the floor on my tongue. Thinking this is warm blue. I'ma throw with a gas leak. Camouflage in the mist, but you smell me. One spark, then I bet you I'ma blow up. Then throw my name around, get stupid, then you go dumb. No rest for the weary. A bunch of sitting in his man, but you can't see me. You rather drink than go pull up, but took a knife through the game, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. I came to eat at the a la carte. Got stripped of a bear, come be brainstorm. Then I come together like a Voltron. Then I poured all the planks, you use Decepticons. Straight brothers to retreat like Cobra. 80s they can throw they like. Up in the storage and I'm E-man. Up, down, then I'm cheeky. You a beast, man. I take a beating. Ninja Turtle rap, Turtle Clans get defeated. Hop in my ride, you can call me Night Rider. You can never stop me, cause I'm a guy ball. Bad attitude like a rocket, my whole to the A, and I bet you can stop us. LL bad when I go and show up. You can hear the haters in the back. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. Don't get that honey sauce on me. I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
What's up? What is going on, everybody? This is your man, Dre Mac, coming to you again with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. 7:30 in the morning, Central Time, 8:30 on the East Coast. Here from the West Coast, get up, because you already know that the early bird gets the worm. And I'm finally going to do season finale of The Last of Us until I get another show to watch. I don't know what we're doing next Monday. I didn't do it Monday. Obviously, it was Memorial Day. I wanted y'all to spend time with y'all families. We, of course, did Blurred AF at 9 o'clock Eastern time. But I just wanted y'all to have some time, so I just waited. I think this was a solid episode. And then I'm going to give you my all-around, like my overall thoughts of this whole entire series, because there was some ups and downs, smiles and frowns in this series. It's been highly touted that a lot of people kind of fell off of this show for obvious reasons. Some reasons I think is a little far-fetched, but I mean, that's them people's opinion, but there's some legitimate reasons why some viewership fell off on this. So hopefully you guys are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy. Shout out to my man Heavy Gant over at the Heavy Gant channel. But you already know how I do. The real question is, All right. Let's go into who is all in the house today. Roberta, the church auntie, came back. They was over there talking crazy. She said, blasphemy, I'm still here. And I'm glad you're still here. You're standing strong. I like it. Priscilla, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Junior Network, good morning, good morning, good morning. My man Torian Rain Reloaded, good morning, good morning, good morning. Robin D, the admin, y'all see what she said. Like, share, and subscribe. If you ain't subscribed, something is wrong by now because you're lurking. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Danielle, what's up? Good morning, good morning, good morning. For real, this is what we got to do because I got extra black features. I got to just Mr. Big Nose, huh? Come here, are you ticklish? Because, yeah. If you know, you know. She said my nose is big. Oh, I'm not ashamed. Big like a pickle. I'm still getting paid. Xavier Phoenix, good morning, good morning, good morning. You said, did you play it? No, I'm not spending $120 on a game this way. 10 years old? No. No. Okay. So, me and my Netflix account right now, see the way my checking account is set up. See, I got to take from my savings to my checking account. And then sometimes it don't take. I got to wipe my card off. And sometimes it could take 3 to 5 days for that payment to go through. So I'm just waiting 3 to 5 days for that payment to go through. So we can get back to Netflix. just letting you know. But I most definitely will check it out. Tracy Woods, good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, my chest, good morning, good morning, good morning. Molly Mar, what's good? Good morning, good morning. I'm going to check it out soon as that payment clear. Soon as that payment clear. I got you. All right. Okay. So this particular episode was very solid. And this is going to, now I'm going to say this because everybody was like, well, the girl who's playing Abby, she was originally supposed to be Ellie. She would have been better than the role. Well, surprise, y'all gonna get to see it next season because I guarantee you the majority of the season is going to be dedicated to Abby based on the way that this ended. Now, with that being said, did they do enough to build up Abby as a POV character that you want to see without Ellie? Like, you know what I'm saying? There's going to be more her. Ellie going to be over here. You know what I mean? So, with all those complaints about Bella Ramsey, are y'all going to come in for season 3? That's the question. You know what I mean? And for what I understand, Abby's story is really good as far as story-wise. And I'm really interested in seeing, if they do an adaptation of what they did in the source material. If they're going to, are they going to do it 1-to-1 or, even, 1-to-2, or are they going to write some totally new dialogue that they wanted to put in the game that they did not put in the game? So those are the questions I really got to ask when it comes to this new season. But I will say, like I said, the end of this series was really good. I'm not gonna lie. I really, really enjoyed the end of the series. So let's get into it. Let's see exactly what they're talking about. Well, let's go over and recap this season. But before I get to that, give me just a second so I can get this set up. So if you don't mind, just please stand by. All right. And also, if you have not, if this is your first time, you coming into the show, and you haven't been a part of the crew, or you don't know what the crew is, they are the sponsors of the Dre Max Show. So let me shout out everybody in the crew, and then we're going to get this stuff started. We're going to get this whole thing started. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait. Whoa. Stop everything you're doing. Go and hit that like button. I know this is probably your first time watching, and you probably enjoying everything. Stop fucking on the channel and go and hit that subscribe button so you never miss one of my videos or one of my morning live streams. And for only $2.99 a month, you know you can be a part of the crew. And shout out to all my crew members that have been holding it down for Dre Mack and the crew since the beginning. All right, back to your regularly scheduled program, now in service. Go. Bye. And of course, shout out to all my crew members that keep holding it down. See, when I get, when the check clears on Wednesday, that's not when that check cleared, but most definitely going to get into this new show because I kind of want to see what it's about. Robert D was hyping it up. And yes, there's hold music with a little elevator music, just a little, you know what I mean? Because I want you to wait patiently, and it's the best way while you see in Daffy Duck tap dancing, for you just to wait, just hold on. I'm gonna get all this set up for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I told you guys I'm a big Tyrone Magnus fan, and I want to show my appreciation for the way that he grifted. So that is my thank you, Tyrone. You know what I mean? For everything that you have done for the YouTube community. All right. Let's get this episode started. If this is the first time you watching this, of course, the way that I put this together is I skip about 10-second intervals because I don't want to get in trouble. Last night I got in trouble with New Line Cinema because of the stupid Freddy videos. They weren't even that long. I didn't feel like fighting it. It's 30 days. So if you go back and watch the replay, they're just gone now. You know what I'm saying? They're just big gaps because of that. And again, that's what what my Weird Science video that me and Mika did, man. It's stupid. You can't even do certain stuff. We have to fight it and copyright and fight it and copyright. Fair use. It's stupid. So anyway, let's get to going. We open. Let me cut off that volume just a little bit here. So we open up the last episode at the end of episode 6 where Dina got, harpooned, basically got hit with the arrow in the leg. Jesse came in to save them. Yeah, I know. I know. I remember those days, and I suck because I didn't know how to make videos then. Or I could do it, but I didn't have everything that I needed to up. I didn't know what I was doing. Put it more like that. Yeah, I miss those days. But he was selling her. And this is something that I also thought about myself. Anytime that you see any movie where you get shot with an arrow, you don't want to rip it out from the way that it came in. You don't want to pull that thing out like that. It rips your flesh, and the arrow is made for it to rip your flesh, especially if you're close to vital arteries. So he did the right thing by going straight through, because you go straight through, you'll bleed, but you could be able to stop the bleed. You could clot it. But if you rip that joker out, you're done. You could be done if you hit a vital artery. So yes, you know what I'm saying? Jesse did the right thing. But in this, he was telling her, get a little drinky drink. You know what I'm saying? Ease the pain. You know what I'm saying? She was like, no. And it was like drinking. It was like, I don't want to. First of all, she said, I can't die. Instead it was like, don't let me die. I don't want to die. I can't. So he already knew, especially after, she wouldn't take the drink. He was like, something's fishy here. So he got it completely out, and that's nasty. That's completely nasty right there. You know what I mean? But so Ellie comes back. Now, mind you, Ellie is still in this particular episode. Ellie was still on her revenge tour. You know what I mean? Trying to go after Abby. She end up running into Nora, and then end up, beating her to an inch of her life, and she just stuck down there in the dark with the spores. So she's a part of the floorboard right now. You know what I'm saying? She's a decorative piece of the bottom of B9 right now, or B2. So they did this. I did see the cutscene of this. Shout out to, again, heavy spoilers, because they showed the 1-to-1 what they did in this particular cutscene. So yes, they did do the cutscene justice, where she is, tending to the wounds on her back, all the, because that's one thing that I've noticed about certain movies and shows, where you got a hero's journey and they fall off of buildings and get thrown in the moving vehicles. I'm looking at you, Vin Diesel. I'm looking at you, and everybody on Fast and Furious. I'm looking at you. I'm looking, because all you guys get thrown on cars, all of that. I never see nobody tend to your wounds. And this was good that you see that she got all these markings and stuff like that on her back. You know what I'm saying? For falling, trying to get through this stuff, crawl through this. You know what I'm saying? Run through that, get under fences, all this stuff. It actually takes a toll on her. One thing that I liked about Nolan's Batman is that you did see the bruises, the scars, so they did show that. But then she started to tell Dina exactly what happened with Joel. You know what I mean? So she explains that Joel went back to save her. The reason why she couldn't do it, you know what I'm saying? She beat her and left her there. But the reason why she couldn't do it, it felt good, but she revealed to Dina that Joel actually killed or unalived, because on this YouTube, unalived Abby's dad, who was a doctor, who actually believed that he could be able to get a cure out of her blood. Again, I told y'all before, I don't care. Ellie would have been in pill form and there would have been no game. It would have been one half of a game. She would have been in pill form. I ain't killing. I ain't doing nothing. I ain't shooting. I ain't. Hey, here, where the doc at? Don't shoot me. This is what you want. This is the cure. Well, go ahead. Get on that operating table and let's get this stuff done. No, that didn't happen. Joel was being selfish. And let's be honest, Ellie is hella selfish. You know what I mean? So she's explaining to her that this is exactly what happened. He went and knocked off all those people, you know what I mean? And saved her life. And she's right. Her life could have meant something. She could have been the cure. And it would have been a whole totally different situation. You know what I mean? But no, he was selfish because he lost his daughter and he kept her. And it made Dina feel a certain way. But this is the problem, because I did see this cutscene in the Last of Us video game. Again, shout out to heavy spoilers for showing this. It went down. The emotion is totally different. The emotional setup, all of that. It was almost like she just cut her completely, like not cut her off, but like, all of this over. You could have been the savior of us. Joe, who basically was, a father figure to me too, literally had an opportunity to save everybody, but he chose to save you. Even though I love you, I'm looking at everything totally different. I got to let this sit in my spirit. I believe they did it better in the cutscene in the video game. Now, again, I didn't watch it. I mean, I didn't play it. I just watched the cutscene. And the cutscene actually gave a little bit more weight, because there was a lot more that went on before you even get to that. Because from my understanding, Ellie went on a straight, you know what I'm saying, Leroy Johnson run when it came to WLF and whoever came around. Pop, 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 pop. It was Jiffy Pop for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Pop, 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 pop goes my 9, because that's what she was doing. So when you get to that part, she's like, what have I become? She turned into, in the video game, she literally turns into Joel. They did her a disservice in here trying to get us to like the character. And that is bad on the writers and the editing of The Last of Us. It has nothing to do with Bella Ramsey's acting, because like I said in episode 6, when she was doing the whole looking crazy and all of that, like she looked like a psychopath. That would have went perfectly if she just would have went on a run, a good run, knives, guns, the whole shebang, broomsticks, whatever you got to do, but they did not give us that. You know what I'm saying? So when they didn't give us that, when you start looking at, and I said, they got him. I said this 4 episodes ago. Will they make her look like a badass? If they can, then that actually brings credence to what Ellie is doing in this series. Since they did not, it literally failed her a little bit to me. Now, I know you guys will probably have a different perspective on that, which, put it in the comment section, or if you're watching this on a replay, put it in the chat. But I believe if they would have had her, I told her, Linda Hamilton, Terminator 2, because in Terminator 1, she's kind of a Mary Sue. Terminator 2, badass, and she's iconic. That's why Terminator 2 is one of the best sequels of all time, point blank, period. One of the best sequels that was ever made, because they made Linda Hamilton's character, Sarah Connor, just as equally as menacing as Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator, even though he's coming to save her this time, and Patrick Stewart, or not Patrick Stewart, what's his name? The Liquid Terminator. I can't think of his name off top, but you get what I'm saying. Linda Hamilton was just as badass as all the men. So when you look back at it, you're not looking like, oh, here's another female character. She can't do all of that. No, they made it believable. That's the element that they did not give in the show. They didn't make me believe that Ellie was available to do this, to take care of this business. Hold on. I got something real quick, and I'll be right back. Hold on. All right, sorry about that. I had to get my child to do something real quick. So that again, I believe that's the disservice that they gave the character. So that's the and that's what the complaints that I was having was, that Joel was that character. They gave us that particular character. So when Joel does kick the bucket, it is a big shock to us, because you like, this dude was so badass, then you're really feeling a certain way, when it happens. They never gave us making us feel bad for Ellie. You know what I'm saying? So, when she wants to save somebody or whatever, you like, hold up, didn't you just mark off like 8-9 people before we even got here? So they never did that. So that's where I believe that they failed at. And Wavy Don Juan, what's going on? So episode 2, I didn't see if he didn't come back. They did a flashback episode. I think it's episode, was it 5 or 6? Was a flashback episode? Was there episode 6? Was the flashback episode? Yeah, I believe. Yeah. So that's when you get the flashbacks of him. But yeah, he was done in the video game, and in this show. So Jesse is is talking with Ellie, and she's trying to tell him thank you, but you just feel certain things in the air. And Ellie ended up getting Dina's bracelet. She put the bracelet on her. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's a good luck charm, friendship bracelet. We ain't got no ring, so there you go. Oh yeah, wavy down one. Yeah, he DOA in the game too. And it went similar to the way that it went down in the show too. So again, she is still on this revenge tour for Abby. So she's rolling with Jesse. All right, you good, wavy down one, you good. He got 5 episodes to catch up with. I mean, he got about 5 hours. You got 5 hours, buddy. But yeah, so he's over there, asking, how did you be able to find it? See, he was able to find their location. You know what I mean? And then he went into kind of fishing, which was smart, but like, you didn't even tell me she was, that she was pregnant. And he was like, oh, snap. It did. He was like, I didn't even know. I was like, you got me. But before that, I forgot. Lana J, what's up? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, Dina switched up real quick, too. He said, wasn't saving anybody with a bachelor's degree. Oh, no, wait a minute. There was, I seen something from Torian, because I seen something from Torian. Dre, had Ellie been black, they would have done her like they did. I mean, it wouldn't have been no, man, they would have got her quick. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Abby and Ellie is the two sides of the coin. But that's what I want to see in season, when we go into season 3, I want all those people who were tired of Bella Ramsey. Bella Ramsey doesn't get the character. She doesn't look like the character. She actually technically looks like she could have been the real life daughter of the voice actress. You know what I'm saying? The player, because she looks remember, the voice actress was Ellie's mother in season 1. She looks like Bella Ramsey, and that lady look alike. They just did a character model off of Elliot Page, or you know what I'm saying? But the voice actress looks like Bella Ramsey though. And if you don't believe me, go Google it. Go Google it. She looks like that could be her real life mama. But he figures out, you know what I'm saying, that that she's pregnant, and he got a child to look at her and all of that. He said, nah, Dre, I'm capping. I got on the do-rag. I don't cap. He said, nah, Dre, you capping now, saying that I'm sorry. Nah, I don't cap. I wear do-rags. But so again, they're going basically on this patrol. They're going to go look for Tommy in there. He said, nah, you cap. I have to disagree with you to the max, but I'm gonna keep it respectful, because she's just a child. She's a grown ass woman. She's 19. And what do I need to lie for? I ain't got no stake in the game. These ain't my cousins. You know what I'm saying? These ain't my cousins at all. This is the sick horror Kingman. What I want you to recognize about me is that I say what's on my mind. I don't care about nobody. No, but what everybody else says to school. This is just me. And trust me, I'm to the core. If I believe it, if I say it, I'm in it with the keys and the ignition. You know what I'm saying? I hope you'll see Bill can fasten. You know what I mean? Because I'm literally, if I say it, I really do mean it. You know what I mean? That's why I give my disclaimers. That's why I explain the who, what, where, when, and why anytime that I talk about this show or a character, and why those particular characters, work well here, don't work well there. Told you, don't look at it as a movie critic. Don't look at it as a casual fan. I'm looking at performance. Told you, as an actor, or, saying or whatever, I look at it as what is the performer doing? And is the performer doing particular things she's 20 years old. She's 2021 when she filmed this. But is a particular actor, doing particular things that draws me in, that makes me mad, kind of like a heel in wrestling? Are they really good? Are they so irritating? Do they make me upset? You know what I'm saying? And I also have to look at the way the pacing, the script, the atmosphere, the plot. Does the plot make sense? Does this scene make sense? Because I'm looking at it from complete actor's point of view. So anytime I always have to get that disclaimer. Anytime that I watch these shows and I'm critiquing from an actor's point of view because I'm just going off of their performance. And I also got to look, does the script lend to their performance, or does it take away from their performance? All of that type of stuff. So yeah, that's the reason why. You know what I mean? That's why sometimes I can't watch dumb movies. You know what I mean? Or horrible acting. I can't. One of the reasons why I stopped watching Country Wayne skits because the acting is horrible. You know what I mean? I can't do it. It takes me away. It pisses me off because we do a way better job than that. And that's a skit. Anyway, enough of that. I mean, I know it's an apocalyptic type of world and all of that, but oops, my bad. Hold on, let's resume. I know it's an apocalyptic type of world, but people have syringes, and so we gonna get high. That's what we gonna do. I guess. I mean, being honest with you, and where you could get tore up by a gigantic weed eater, a weed monster or whatever, I'll probably eat it. I'll probably get high too. I ain't gonna lie. Just give me the drugs, man. I'm gonna die anyway. You know what I mean? So you said I don't even watch it or like the show. I'm here to support you. Y'all are hilarious. I appreciate you. Johnny Washington. What's good? What's good? What's good? Poor Jesse, boy. Poor Jesse. Poor anybody in these series. For real. So they hear these gunshots. So pop, pop, pop. Oh, snap, son. So you see the WLF get one of the I'm gonna call them the Scars because I keep forgetting the Sephiroths or whatever. I don't like them either. I don't like nobody in this universe. Everybody would have to go. I'm waiting for somebody to atomic bomb blow this whole universe up because this universe gotta go. The Seraphites. I don't like them. I don't like them. I don't like the WLF either because they're hypocrites. You know what I'm saying? But Ellie over here trying to say this kid. You know what I'm saying? And like, dude, why? There's six, like literally. This is, and I will give the actor the credit with this. When you piss me off because you keep doing dumb stuff. What up, Tina? When you piss me off because you keep doing dumb stuff, like there is literally 6 dudes with better weapons than you got right now. So 2 of y'all. So you gonna risk one. You gonna risk one to say you gonna risk yourself and Jesse to try to kill these people to save somebody that might cut you later on in the episode, string you up to a tree and cut your guts out, huh? You know what I mean? So it's the impulsiveness. You know what I'm saying? That I don't know if she's like that in the video game because I didn't see that. But it's the impulsiveness. You can't go in there Leroy Johnson all the time. It's dumb. And he's right. Jesse was completely right. I'm not dying out here for that. Like, does that make sense? You're in their neighborhood. You're in their turf. And you going to go out there, you're going to just start shooting random people. There. In open daylight. Nah, that's not the time you should have been, you know what I'm saying, doing what you're doing. You should have been doing that when you went to go get Nora, and they should have had some people in there, just like in a video game, for you to go out, for you to go do your thing on. You know what I'm saying? Some noobs, some NPCs or whatever. You know what I mean? Some cannon fodder, just so you can get that off. So now we can believe that. Like, I'm sorry. There's no point in this whole entire season, and this is a nitpick, but I think it's a justified nitpick. There's no way in this whole entire season that makes me think Ellie in this series can knock out about 10 or so odd people. Not like how they did in the video game. There's no way they have not gave me that. They have did the character so much a disservice in this show that they could have gave me one episode wherein, a 7 to 10 minute period, she knocking heads off. I'm talking about knocking off. I'm talking about you like, oh, snap, son. You know what I mean? Like, because she's going that hard. They didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? They did not do that. Exactly. Derek Dynasty, they shot your girlfriend with an arrow and you gonna want to save folks? Nope. Nope, 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 and more nope. Nope. It's just, you know what I mean? It just they have done Ellie a disservice. This is the reason why I believe there's a lack of viewership. Besides, a lot of people just don't like the look of Bella Ramsey. You know what I mean? I told you, if she was aesthetically pleasing, they wouldn't have cared about that part. You know what I mean? Where I'm more, this episode, this series let me down because they didn't have that Joel moment with Ellie. And what I mean by the Joel moment, when Joel went in to save her, that was a highlight of the show, even though I disagree with it because she would have been a pill for him. I know that that's part of the game and they should have did it. They didn't do that with Ellie. So anything she does going forward, I'm just thinking she's doing it by pure luck. And just think about it. Every time she gets into trouble, think about it like this. Every time she's got in trouble in this season, she got bailed out by somebody. Think about it like that. Every single time. Jesse, Tommy, Joel. You know what I mean? So that's the thing that I don't like. Dre, you have to understand, LOL. Yeah, it's not good, but people like eye candy. They did that in the 80s. Like the 80s, 90s. I mean, could you say Linda Hamilton in Terminator 2 is eye candy? Because I can't. She does not look like somebody, but like, yeah, that's all me right there, big dog. Nah, nowhere close. You know, we also got to, you know, I'm not trying to say that that's misogynistic and all of that because everybody likes eye candy. No matter you're a woman or a man, you know what I'm saying? They like that. Again, if you give certain elements that comes from the source material, you take that away from the character. If I never seen this video game at all, I can still say that they took a lot of elements away from the character to make her not much of a badass that she could have been. Because again, as she was over there knocking heads off, and she went on a Joel spree where you could tell, oh, she was training with Joel. She was training with Tommy, which we already saw. They didn't pay that off at all. They did not pay that off. So I can't take her seriously. They gave me a tease, and that was with Nora. They never went full Ellie. That's the problem. To me, that's the problem. I don't care about her aesthetics. I don't really care. That's not my bag. I care about the performance of the actor because she's getting paid to act. What is she doing acting? Also, the script writers get paid. You know what I'm saying? The editor gets paid. All of these people, the director gets paid. They're not doing their job because they left out elements of her story. I'm giving that to the script writer, even though the script writer is the creator of the dang on show. I mean, of the video game. They took out that element. It made it bad. Period. All right, let's keep going because I don't want to just hold up on that. So we're back with I'm over here talking about that, and I'm over here missing certain parts. Don't want to. But oh God, I don't know why I want to call him Nate. Oh God, is it Nate? I forgot because I'm so thrown off right now because I'm kind of thrown off of where I was at. Give me just a Lord have mercy. Give me just a second. But it's good answers though. It's good questions, good answers, all that stuff. Good stuff though. Good stuff. Isaac, good Lord. So Isaac is talking with, I think her name is Park or whatever, and she's talking about, hey, we're getting ready to while their storm is going on right now. What's up, Andre? Where why they got this going on right now, right? This rainstorm and all of that. What we could be able to do is go over to Scar Island and be able to, you know, and give a full-fledged attack. Now, Isaac believes he's going to die. He believes that, Abby is going to die. But his thing is that, he's more concerned about her because he feels like she's the perfect person to take over if something happens to him. And he made a good speech right here, but he said, there's a lot of good soldiers that are sheep. And that's a powerful line, because if you think about it, there's not a lot of people who could take over the reins or be able to do everything that's, that it takes to be able to run a unit. So Isaac is telling you off tops, Abby is ready to run a unit. If we don't know where she's at. Out of all the days that this is where she disappeared, he's concerned. You know what I'm saying? And this is basically the Joel Ellie element on the opposite side, which I hope in season 3, because now I'm hearing they want to split up season 3. They want to do Abby's story in season 3 and 4. The whole ended. They try to get 2 more seasons out of it. Being honest with you, with viewership being down like they is, just wrap this thing up in 9 episodes and keep it pushing. Let's keep it pushing. 3 good seasons is good. We don't. If The Last of Us, we are the ones who play the video game already know how this ends. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't make any sense to try to draw this out when the viewership is getting low. So this is what Isaac is explaining to her. So Jesse and Jesse and Ellie is at this I don't know if it was this the Costco or this was just a random store. Inside of this random store, she picks up a book, and they have this conversation about how he knows that Dina and Ellie are really in love. And he tells this story about meeting this girl that was with her family that came through Jackson that he traded with. He bought some, paintings that he didn't like, but, he wanted to make sure to support her. You know what I'm saying? Because it was love at first sight, and he wanted her to stay, and she couldn't stay. And he said it was the best 2 weeks of his life. You know what I mean? That you just know when you're in love, which is a dope analogy. Because I think if you're being honest with yourself, unless you're still with the person that you love right now, Truth Teller Maxwell, what's going on? Hey, look, Truth Teller Maxwell, that's fair. That's fair, because I think they made you do that. You know what I mean? I think that's fair, because a lot of people in this makes me don't want to like them. There's nobody that I'm like, you know what? I can rob with. Only person I give props to in this whole entire world of The Last of Us is Tommy. Tommy was just trying to take care of his family, be the mayor of Jackson, basically, because that's the way he acts. Or his wife was a mayor. He was I don't know. You know what I mean? That's the only dude that I'm like, yeah, you know what? He's not a horrible human being. Everybody else, it's her. I feel bad for Jesse, though. I feel bad for Jesse. I would give Jesse his props. And they fleshed out Jesse a lot more in here, but I feel bad for Jesse. But yeah, True Teller Maxwell, I'm not mad at you about that one. Yeah, I'm not mad at you about that. But yeah, but I think everybody, as if we be honest with yourself, unless you're still with the person that you still love, you know what I mean? We've all had one person that just took us and they didn't last. But that moment, those moments that you had was amazing. You know what I'm saying? They were magical. They just, took your breath away. You wish you could have more time. And for whatever reason, they're no longer in your life. And I like the way that he did that. You know what I'm saying? Because I like I said, if we be honest, unless you ain't never had that, you know what I'm saying? I think that was hella relatable. Andre, where did I say what's up? I think I did. But if I didn't, what's up? You know what I'm saying? But he had to explain to her, if I would have went with that girl, who's going to save you in Seattle? You know what I'm saying? So, and Robert D said, get the likes up. So they had to get up out of here. They heard things that was going on. You know what I mean? They heard, so they was like, hey, Tommy is out there. We can go get him. He was like, oh, snap. She's over there, she's over there in the aquarium. So he felt like she was hiding at the aquarium, Abby. So she wanted to go get him. And he was like, he basically wanted to go get Tommy, get his kid, get Dina, go back to Jackson. And she was like, damn all that. She was like, you so for the community. My community was Joel, and Joel was viciously, taken away from me, and I had to watch that. You know what I'm saying? So F your community right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny they cut to Dina while she's laid up, you know what I mean? And they cut to Isaac. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But I need more Isaac. I need some more Jeffrey White. Right. Not like that though, pause. But you know what I mean? So Jesse was like, hey, good luck on your expedition. You know what I mean? So he goes out, she goes and finds a boat. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, for one, WLF is preparing to go over there to Scar Island to go ahead and get that to go and get this get their war on, because they're in the middle of a battle. She went and stuck a boat, you know what I'm saying, and went over to the island herself, which was dumb because these people, first of all, the waves are high. She could have lost her life before that. Me personally, I'm not getting in nobody's boat. I'm not going to Seattle, and that girl would have been on pill form. First of all, I can't swim. You know what I'm saying? If the beef ain't mine, I ain't cooking it. You know what I mean? And the girl would have been in pill form, and we would never had these problems in the first place, because everybody in this place is horrible. So where's the red button at? Why didn't nobody push the red button and blow this world up? I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Would have blew this mug up. Like the world? Nah, I can't say that. You can't say that on YouTube either. Dang. I can't even say no Biggie lines. So she gets up on here, and this little kid, you know what I'm saying? She's like, look at that face, and I would have been scared too. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be dead honest with you guys. I would have been scared too. There is this woman over here with a sickle, and the little kid she looked at the little kid. You know what I'm saying? Now and see, this is what pissed me off about Ellie. Why she wanted to say that Seraphite kid in the first place. You seen what they've done to the WLF when you walk right in to that area and they were hanging there with their guts out. Who you think did that? Now you go over there, you want to save them. Nah. And this little kid is the worst human being on the face of the planet. That little kid said, she was like, who do you want? He was like, tell him. And that little kid's a horrible person. You know what I'm saying? He was like, got him. And then she got this smirk on her face. This is diabolical in this land. I don't like these people. You know what I'm saying? And then they was trying to strangle her up. You know what I'm saying? And then they heard the whistle. You know what I'm saying? They was like, uh-oh, we under attack. Let's go. They was like, leave her. And then she went right back to that boat. Was like, I done went to the wrong island. You know what I'm saying? And then got right back on the boat and left. She did the right thing. I ain't gonna lie. I started laughing when I seen this. Completely started laughing when I seen this. But just hold on. Hey, can we get the likes up in here? Can we get the likes up? You know what I'm saying? Well, let's get the likes up. Hold on. Please stand by while y'all get the likes up. All right. Thank you. Just make sure you get the likes up. Let's go ahead and get back to Abby. So she goes back. She's at the aquarium now. You know what I mean? Where she you know why his pick. You know why Daffy's dancing. That's why. Yeah, let's get the likes up. Get the likes up. All right. So we're back at the aquarium. She goes and runs into Owen in what was the other lady's name? Oh, they got her name, Mel. So she run into Owen and Mel in here. And this is kind of sad. And I think they're going to explore more of this. I think this is going to be more of a backstory. You know what I'm saying? Going into season 3. But when she runs into them and finds them, you know, they over here talking about things that's going on, right? Stargate, what's going on? Sydney Sweeney looks like the Crypt Keeper. Never understood the fact that it's like, oh wow, oh wow, Crypt Keeper. Hey, look. Some people think I'm ugly. Matter of fact, I looked in the mirror today, and sometimes it's hard to look at this camera. So I get it. Oh, and yes, Torian Ray Reloaded. Tell the truth. Crypt Creeper is just jacked up though. So they over there arguing. She was like, you know, they was having a little argument that had nothing to do with, you know, what was going on. And see, again, my registered gun owners. What looks weird about her holding this 45? Or, you know, she ain't got the old Daniel Boone, but I want her to point back to hold up. Let's just go back real quick. Because if you look at the way that she come in holding this weapon. Do you buy? I'm gonna be honest with you. I want her to hold that weapon a little tighter and a little bit more straight, like she's getting ready to be in eye contact with her target. Her holding it like that, I get it. She's just looking for information, but it makes her look like an amateur after being trained by Joel. This is what I'm talking about when I'm saying that she's not getting any justice. They're not making the character have any justice. Because I even looked at this. I'm like, why is she holding that gun? So it's something about this look of her holding this weapon that it looks like a kid holding a weapon for the first time, and not an actual somebody that I'm thinking is getting ready to go through a badass performance, knocking, people off, you know what I'm saying? WLF, Seraphites, you know, these, the infected, nothing. I'm sorry. This is what I'm talking about. And it is not Bella Ramsey's fault. This is your direction and all of that. So even when when, you know, he was like, hey, you know, it looks childlike. That's what it looks like. It looks childlike. And not someone that I believe who could go out there and be able to handle her business. So he was like, look, you know, go get the map. If you can't point on the map, you know what I'm saying? You know, somebody got to go. You know what I'm saying? And Mel was like, okay. So Owen was like, you know, I'll show you. So when he went to go show her, he tried to be slick and grab the weapon. You know what I mean? And hold up. Oh God, this is what I'm talking about. She wasn't confident in the shot. Like he said, thank you. That's what I'm talking about. It's not only the way that she's written, it's the way that she's directed. They didn't write her, to me, Stargate. The problem that I mostly have is they didn't do her any justice based on her video game counterpart. Her video game counterpart, because it is a video game, you got to have your moments where you got to do action scenes and different things like that, or the game is boring. They have scenes where she got to handle her business with 10, 11, you know, different people on screen or whatever, or the infected. And they didn't do that. So when you get to this scenes like this, and the way that she's holding her no weapon and everything, it looks like a little kid. And it doesn't give someone who is real revenge doesn't look like this. She's scared to do something to them. If she was really on the video, yeah, I'm not gonna hurt you. Yeah, okay. I'm lying out of my teeth just like Joel did. You know what I mean? I'm doing the same thing Joel did. And that's the problem to have. You gave me Joel, and this is supposed to be the person that Joel was mentoring and wanted to be the daughter so much, and she has none of the bite that Joel has. You know what I mean? So again, I think this was reshot. I think these are multiple scenes, because if you see the way that she's holding now, and she's holding it straight, so if she pulls it up, she can at least be in the line of sight of her target. So when she does, she knows exactly where she's shooting at, and not just shooting just to be shooting. So what you're saying is this is how she is with them. Imagine how she is with exactly. I'm kind of more afraid. So I think this is a reshot, because she's holding the weapon way better than what she was when she went in there. She was holding her gun like Mike TV from Willy Wonka. And he was like, "Look, I'll show you." And I want to get to it because he thought he was slick. So he was like, "I got this." And I was like, "No, you don't." Because I already knew some shenanigans. I was like, this is shenanigans going to go on. Because again, Owen was a dude who wanted to be with Abby. He wanted to go with Abby so bad in the second episode. So when you get here, now again, you see how she's holding it now? She's not, again, I think they did her a disservice. They had her come in holding the weapon like a little kid. Now she's holding the weapon like somebody's confident in a shot. She should have came in like that. You know what I mean? She should have came in completely like that. You know what I mean? So now, hold up. So he went to go grab the weapon. Now, where she is from the backside, line of sight, when she shot her, that's also the problem. To me, I don't think she should have been scared, but maybe it's in the video game. Like, she shot him, and she shot him like she wasn't trying to shoot him, but she told him don't move. She should have just shot him. But if she would have been holding her weapon right, she could have got a flesh wound and could have kept him alive. If she was holding her weapon right, should have shot him in the leg. So that way, when he's grabbing that weapon, because this is who shot first. But if she was in control of her weapon, then she should have pulled down, bow, right there, flesh wound, drops the gun. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And the reason why I said the leg, or you know what I'm saying? So she wouldn't have shot her up top, but you don't have the scene that we're getting ready to go to without this. So we realize that she actually grazed Mel in the side of the neck. When she grazed Mel in the side of the neck, she started bleeding out. You know what I mean? And she was like, go ahead, because she's pregnant. We realized that she's pregnant. And she was like, go ahead and take it out. She was like, I don't know what you do. I don't know what to do, which is crazy. Now, I ain't gonna lie. This was some good acting right here. This was very good acting, because I wouldn't know what to do. I was like, hey, you gotta tell me what to do. And then she started going into dreamland, and she was gonna go. She got a raw end of the deal too. You know what I mean? She got the raw end of the deal. She's with the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? You're pregnant and all of that. And this is a reflection on Dina. Dina was shot in the leg while pregnant. This is the inverse effect of each other, which is good in storytelling, because you get to see, like Toria said earlier, two sides of the coin. You know what I mean? And she bled out. And then again, Tommy comes. She's still rescued by somebody. You know what I mean? So it is kind of sad, though. You know what I mean? That was kind of sad. So, hold up. So she comes back in, and she's like freaked out. But she's with Tom. Tommy's there. Jesse's there. Everything is all good. So they're getting ready to make a plan to be able to how to be able to move up out of Seattle by tomorrow. There's a war zone going on. There's rain. There's all of this stuff. What can I do to get the hell up out of here? Because I'm not mad at them. I would do the same thing too. Because I gotta get up out of here. Y'all are nuts. You know what I mean? So, so she was like, so Tommy left him alone, so these two could be able to talk. He was like, they basically made up with each other, because he was basically saying like, look, I understand why you're doing what you're doing, because, I would have, cut heaven and earth. I know you would have cut heaven and earth to rescue me too. So that's why I came and rescued you, and I felt that was a good, piece of dialogue between these two, until this scene. This scene is jacked up because my man walked in, Bob, I'm talking about, God, dog, I was just like Jesse. And Jesse meeting the ancestor too, because he got shot straight in the face. Now, Abby, the way she's doing her thing, again, I'm gonna show you the way the contrast of these two characters, right? My man is he'll never get to meet his kid, unfortunately. You know what I mean? He never get to see him. But look at the way that they got Abby, you know what I'm saying, holding her weapon. Now, this is the inverse effect of what happened with Tommy and Ellie. I mean, Joel and Ellie. Now it's Tommy. You know what I'm saying? But you see how the way she held her weapon, she ain't playing. I think she would have shot him right then and there. Because again, the way that she's directed, you know what I mean? It's the way that she's directed. She dropped the weapon, you know what I'm saying, and moved out. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo. And she's seeing this all over again with Tommy. But the way that she's holding that weapon on Tommy, she's not playing. They made it where Abby is not playing. And I do agree. I think Abby should, I think in season 3, they should make old girl get a little bit more buff. You know what I'm saying? She need to hit them weights. You know what I'm saying? She need to get the whoever trained Michael Jordan. He need to, from baseball to basketball, get him. You know what I'm saying? And make her a little bit bigger. You know what I mean? Just a little bit. She ain't got to be walking around like She-Hulk. You know what I'm saying? Don't put a muscle suit on her. Make her look stupid. Make her go get them gains naturally. You know what I'm saying? Hit that gym, big baby. You know what I'm saying? He was like, look. He was like, no. He did this. He did it to save me. He was like, she know. And then, I'm not going to lie. When they played this scene out, he was like, I'll let you live. Now, he was like, and you wasted it. And then turned around. Now that's, you see, I'm sorry. Fifth Amendment, if you're not, you don't like the Fifth Amendment, the right to bear arms, I'm sorry. But I'm talking about my right to bear arms member. You see how the way she's holding that piece? That's exactly the way that you do it. In the line of sight, tearing, knock your heads off. Unless she's the Flash, she's done. Now, I know that she's not done because of video games, but you know what I mean? Unless she flinches or somebody grabs a leg or something, you know what I mean? Ellie should be shot. I'm sorry. But then it goes, she did it, goes to black. This is the end, this is the end of that particular story. Then she wakes up, and which I thought this was all a dream, because I used to read Word Up magazine too. But nah, she's reading this other book. You know what I mean? And this is what I did like. When she woke up, you know what I'm saying, and she walked out. This is the reason why I like, or did I say Fifth Amendment, Second Amendment? Good Lord, I need to go to bed. I need to go to bed. But the way that she walks out, tell me this doesn't remind you of of how they do it in the video games. This literally remind me of a video game. Like the way that she walked out, that looks like video game right there. I was like, that's kind of dope, because now she's the POV character. It's like we're moving from Ellie to now POV Abby, and then they over there got their whole community in the Seattle stadium. The Seattle Seahawks stadium is where their whole community is at. You know what I'm saying? Thriving. You know what I'm saying? All of that. That's actually not bad whatsoever to build your community like one of those little video games that you play on your phone right in the middle of the Seattle Seahawks stadium. You know what I'm saying? Which, again, and this is starting at day 1. So now we're going to go through Abby's day 1, day 2, and day 3. And that is the end of the episode. All right, let me get to some of you guys' comments. Hold on, wait a minute. Dre, I don't know if you see my comment, but Ellie and Abby go edit. And Ellie gets that work from Abby, and it happens after that shot in the game. But we have to wait till season 3 to see that encounter. And she should be more physically opposing. I do agree with you. So when she does get that work, shouldn't it should be more physically opposing? You know what I mean? So it makes sense that she's getting that work. I mean, maybe she just get that work because she get that work and Ellie can't fight. If anything, the Hawk Girl chick could have also played Ellie if they wanted someone a bit more aesthetically pleasing to the eyes. But Sydney Sweeney, again, I don't have any problem because, again, season 1 to me, and especially the way that Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal play off each other is amazing. They have chemistry together. And I don't think that got enough credit in season 1. That drew me in because other than that, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm one of those type of people that will abandon the show in a heartbeat. Something that I don't like, it's starting to get on my nerves. I just abandon it. I did it with Chucky in season 3. I just abandoned the whole entire show. And then it got canceled anyway because I didn't care because they started doing dumb stuff. Now I'm like, this Chucky started off good. I don't know what this is. You know what I'm saying? And they're jumping the shark. And Chucky is one of my favorite, horror icons of all time. And what they were doing to the show started becoming the part of the abomination of the Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, Chucky. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Chucky goes to Hawaii. I don't know. But it started to get on my nerves. So I would just abandon the show. And it did not make me want to abandon this show. Even though every time that I do a recap on this show, I get the lowest views that I get on anything that I do on my live streams. People do not care about this show. And it shows in my analytics. I look at my analytics. People show up for Death Battle Fridays more than they do for this. You know what I mean? But maybe it's because, of the viewership. People are not feeling it or whatever. Maybe they, a lot of people were turned off about the twist because they did not play the video game like I did. But I was all for it because I was going to say, because my whole entire thing is, what is Bella Ramsey going to do? Now that she is the main character, and they did her a disservice. Now, what I would rank season 2, if I'm ranking it out of 5, it's a 3 out of 5 because there is some low points of this show. The whole voting thing, low point. It shouldn't have went that long. That was a low point. There was low points in the show where the mood or the tone of the show did not work. You go from all of this to making love and we happy, you know what I'm saying? And the sense of danger is now gone because you're in the you're in this place like but there is some standouts. Just having Isaac in the show, that was a highlight. Jeffrey Wright just being on screen. The Joel episode, the flashback episode was really good. This episode was really good. I nitpicked it, but this is a really good episode, and it leaves it on a cliffhanger. And now we're going to see what Abby's story is. If maybe Abby's story is better, a little bit better, going forward or whatever, maybe the actor, brings a little bit more of, a star presence or whatever. I don't know, but I'm not going to lie. The absence of Joel did make it hard for a lot of people in this episode. So, in this season. So I give it a 3 out of 5. It wasn't horrible, but I can see why the grace. Again, the whole thing about Bella Ramsey, and they're making fun of the way she looks and stuff like that. I think that's a little unfair. I think she's an excellent actor. I don't think she's a superstar. I think she's just a really good actor that got done a disservice because I also blame, like I said, the writing team, the directors, the stuff they took away from her. I just, it was, I didn't like it. But the scenes with Joel and Abby, and when they went to the planetarium, all that, top tier stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I personally liked it. You know what I'm saying? Diamante, I know you didn't like it, but I liked it. You know what I'm saying? I think it was an excellent episode as far as pacing, as far as tone, as far as getting the plot to go to A to B to C. I think they did an excellent job as far as that. But what did you guys think about this? Put it in the comment section below and let me know what you guys think.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that up, B.
You already know that I have to wrap it up. I messed up. My players mess up. Get a player mess up. Dang. Y'all are just harsh. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just harsh. Yeah, I messed up. Because I was thinking about my Fifth Amendment rights. Well, let me wrap this up, man. I'm tired. I ain't gonna lie, I'm sleepy. Because I've been up all night after Blurred AF. So I'm just tired. I'm sleepy. Go check out my new short that I just did and get a good laugh out of that. But thank you again so very much for tuning in to this is the final episode, season finale, The Last of Us season 2. This is my review. Of course, I'm still going to do a season 3, recap. If y'all didn't like it, but I'm still going to follow this show because I want to see it to the end. But what did you guys think? Put it in the comment section. Put it in the chat. Let me know what you guys think, especially if you're watching this on a replay. But don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so you never, ever, ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace and Vampire, man. Fifth Amendment, right? What am I thinking? Where's my outro at? Got me thinking about the Fifth Amendment because you already know I gotta go. Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.